Well, something from the old health file for you now. Most of us have had a bit of bad back, at some stage in our lives. And right now, at least 40% of the population is suffering from back pain. For those who have it, it's a major, isn't it? It hinders everything you do. But a New Zealand guru, a back guru, says you can cure yourself. And he's spent the last 50 years showing us how. This is Robin McKenzie, and he's released a best-selling book in this country that he originally wrote for the American market. So we thought we'd put his methods to the test. Corrine Ambler with the story.
It feels like cramp. It feels like really bad cramp.
And
really bad cramp, right in the neck.
Okay, now up you come. Up you come. You put your head back there.
Oh, I can't.
Like many in his profession, our cameraman Terry Williams suffers from a bad back and neck. So we thought we'd use him as a guinea pig.
Now tilt your head back, all the way back, and look up at the sky. Further, further, further. Just turn your head a little bit that way and a little bit that way. Further back. What's it doing?
Relieving it.
Up you come.
Terry's been seeing a chiropractor for weeks now, but in one session, 79-year-old Kapiti Coast physiotherapist Robin McKenzie has fixed him.
Better, worse, or no change?
Totally gone. Nice and relaxed.
Right answer.
Just went instantly. The niggle's gone from what it was this morning. Feels quite good.
What causes back pain, most of it?
Bad sitting posture, bending forwards all the time, rounding the back. Anything that rounds the back for prolonged periods. If the pain comes on, can you stop it by doing this?
McKenzie's groundbreaking methods have won him accolades all over the world. At one stage, he was booked up for 4 years in advance, but his success stemmed from a chance discovery.
A little wobble.
While working in Wellington 50 years ago, he told a patient to go and lie down in another room while he finished another consultation.
And when I came back, I went in there and I looked at Mr. Smith, oh my God, because that position was supposedly very harmful. And I said to him, Mr. Smith, how are you feeling? And he said, this is the best I've been in 6 weeks.
From then on, he experimented with patients, making them do extensions or back-bending moves, and eventually came up with 7 exercises to help people fix their own backs.
Everything we do, we bend forward to do it, or we sit, relax and slouch, and the spine rounds like that. And it squeezes the soft part of the disc. And that can eventually lead to bursting of the ligaments that hold it in. But if you get it early enough, you can reverse it by performing opposite movements.
And judging from his clientele, his methods work.
I treated about 5 successive Prime Ministers. David Long I treated, Rob Muldoon I treated.
What was he like?
Rob Muldoon, absolutely brilliant. He was one of the most compliant patients I ever had. He did exactly everything I told him to do, which I thought that was an achievement in itself.
And he'd like to get his hands on our current PM.
I saw the Prime Minister on television last night. He was sitting back watching, I think it was the soccer, and he'll get a bad back.
Neighbour Judy Morley Hall had suffered leg pain for a year and was headed for surgery when she plucked up the courage to ask McKenzie for help.
So how quickly after you saw Robin did the pain go?
It went as I got up from the floor. I did my exercise on the floor and sat down very tentatively, not believing it could go just like that. In fact, it had gone, and I couldn't believe it. I was incredulous.
The great majority of patients with low back pain respond with extension exercises. And in the neck, it's what is called retraction and extension. And that little movement at the end. Those, in combination, one alone may not work. So they just need to read the instructions.
Life wasn't always this good for Robin and his wife Joy. He once remortgaged his house and left his young family to spread the word about his discoveries in Europe and America, enduring years of derision and abuse from the profession.
All the way down. I was voted the most influential clinician in the field of back pain in the United States 3 or 4 years ago. And so that was nice.
After a stroke 10 years ago, the man himself no longer travels overseas.
Okay.
He spends his time in the garden
Come
and
on.
sees the occasional lucky patient.
Go on, have one last slouch. This is the kiss of death. Stop doing it. You're pulling yourself apart.
He's a miracle worker, really.
What would be the one piece of advice you would give people to take care of their own backs?
I think the thing that would benefit more people in one hit would be to ensure that everyone sits properly. And if a patient's out there now not being taught how to look after his problem, he should change his therapist or his orthopaedic surgeon if necessary. I'm going to be in trouble, I can see. Good.